I'm so fucking livid and pissed off right now. I had had gotten 16, 17 minutes into this review, and somehow the file corrupted. I have got a fucking my computer is a fucking beast. It's a gaming laptop. It was like $2,000 laptop, and it's got like, fucking 16 gigs of RAM. 2 terabyte hard drive. This motherfucker can run anything, and for some reason, the video crashed, and I completely lost it. Anyway, so we're gonna have to start over. So I had a lot more to say about Esham, as a huge fucking Esham fan. But I'm not gonna go through all that again right now because I promised this would be up by 11:30, and it's gonna take forever. So I'm gonna make a separate video. We're gonna be talking to Esham tonight at 1 a.m. The Esham Extravaganza. We'll talk live, and we'll do some more talking then. What I am gonna say is this: the Golden Age just dropped yesterday, November 28th, and it has been getting a lot of buzz online in the underground hip hop community. I mean, most of it very positive, and the negative comments are like in the way of being offended, which is perfect because Esham's the kind of rapper who, by design is going to be offensive. So if it's pissing people off, and he's doing his job well. I am going to make a second video about Esham just because I had a lot to say, like so much to say about him as an artist, that preceded the review of the Golden Age. I still want to put it out there, so I'll make a second video to go with this one. But right now, this is just going to be a Golden Age review. Okay, but we're going to go song by song. First off, in my opinion, now I'm not gonna get everyone to agree with me on this, and I don't need you to tell me you disagree with me in the comments. You can, if you want. You can also drive your car into a fucking ravine and die that way. You can, but you don't have to. You can disagree with me if you want. I don't give a shit. I don't care how you feel, what you think, and none of that. It doesn't matter to me. But in my opinion, this is the best. Initially, I said it's the best Esham album since Tongues. But honestly, I think it's better than Tongues, and I think it's better than Male Dominance. I think it might be his best album since Bruce Wayne. It's a really, really fucking great album. And which kind of shocked me because I'll be honest, and I think Esham, being the candid person he is, would not want me to lie. His work from Boomin' all the way up to Tongues is some of my favorite hip hop in the entire world. I mean, some of the best rap ever made, in my opinion. But I have not enjoyed a new Esham album in a long, long time. So I was not expecting to enjoy the Golden Age, but I was dead wrong. This album is a fucking masterpiece. My wifey, who is not into the same kind of shit that I'm into, she liked it a lot, which surprised me. There is a lot to say about this album. First off, if you're unaware, there are 2 versions of this album. Actually, first off, just in case you don't know, it's available on like all the streaming platforms, or at least it's on like Spotify, Apple Music, Prime Music, and YouTube. If you can't figure out one of those 4, then I don't know, man. Fucking figure you've got tougher problems in life than the new Esham. You need to, if you can't figure out how to get to one of those platforms, then I don't know what the fuck to tell you. You shouldn't be driving a car, that's for sure. As a supporter of the Second Amendment and a gun owner, You shouldn't be allowed to have a gun if you can't figure out how to get it. It's also available on CD, which I may buy the CD. I haven't decided yet. The only reason I haven't bought it is because I would like a vinyl, and there's no mention of a vinyl yet that I've seen, but I'm holding out for a vinyl release. What I'd prefer to get it on, but we'll see. If I don't hear much about hear anything about a vinyl soon, I'll just copy the CD. That's fine. There's two versions of this album. There's the audio version, and then there's a visual version. Now, I first listened to it just the audio version. Just put my headphones on. I had my good headphones, my studio headphones, the ones I record with, and I mean, I'll say the engineering, mixing and mastering, and all that could be better. It's not as good as something like Dead Flowers or what have you. But it's still very, very good. I mean, his production quality. I'm not here to push my hip hop at all, but his production quality is about as good on this album is about as good as my own. So I mean, I can't say much. It could be mixed and mastered a little better, but that's really its only shortcoming. Beyond that, the vocals are a little low. I'd like to see him a little more in the forefront. Again, my favorite Esham album is Dead Flowers, and one of the best parts about that album is that it sounds like his voice is fucking right here. Just all through the album, his voice is just front and center, and that fucking production is so fucking good. I mean, his production, in my opinion, Esham is the best hip hop producer of all time. I know a lot of hip hop heads will disagree with me on that, and my dick, you may suck, as the devil said in the Tenacious D movie. My cock, you may suck. I think Esham is the best hip hop producer of all time. He makes the best beats of anybody, in my opinion. I love his beats. They are so different from anything anyone else makes, and there's this undercurrent of dark, nihilistic discomfort, but also it's funky and it's soulful, and sometimes it's even a little industrial. And he's a force to be reckoned with in the production department. Nobody fucks around with instrumentals like Esham, and I'll die on that hill. But there's also a visual version of the album. You can watch the whole thing on YouTube, which I also did in preparation for this review. That's one. Here's what he said about it. It started as, I'm going to read this real quick. It was something that started as an AI experiment, evolved into a complete visual album. Now I have the tools to create visuals I could never accomplish otherwise. Flying through cities, cinematic action sequences, transforming realities. My love of action movies and video games influences my style. Each video starts with a real photograph from my life, which I think is pretty cool. Using AI along with editing software, I transformed still images into complete narratives that match the energy and themes of each track. The music is 100% human. AI was used for visuals only. Personally, I could have done without that. I can't. I would have preferred to just see Esham, walking the streets of Detroit, or just doing something interesting. There's a lot of things you can do for very cheap that don't require AI. I don't like the look of AI generated video. I just generally don't care for it. And I don't. The visual part, I just can't get into it. I'm sorry. It's not for me. I'm not a big fan. I don't hate AI, for the record. I don't hate AI. I think AI is great as a tool, as something to help you along with certain aspects of certain projects. I use ChatGPT when I'm working on my car. Asking it questions. What do I do? I don't think there's anything wrong with using certain elements of AI to like clean up some audio or something. You know, if it's poorly mix or master or something like that. You know, if you can remaster something using a little AI, if you don't have the tools, or the knowledge, maybe you can make something sound a little better using AI. As long as the music you made is yours, you're just using the AI to like clean up a little muddiness or something like that. That doesn't bother me. I don't hate AI, but just basically it being the whole backdrop for the video, not for me, not for me. But hey, to each their own. And again, the music, he made all the music, so that's the important thing. The album is really what matters. We're gonna go track by track. I'm gonna give each song a 1 out of 10 rating, and then an overall rating for the album. Track 1. Oh, by the way, there are highlight tracks. I'm gonna each track that I consider a highlight of the album, I'm gonna mention that as well. Track 1, Golden Hour, off of the Golden Age. First highlight track, banger of a pop-off track. The line about the Golden Girls pulling their teeth out and giving them head, fucking hilarious, wonderful imagery, wonderfully disgusting, wonderful imagery. Just just pure insanity, just as soon as this song came on, I was like, holy shit, I'm gonna like this album a lot. I could already tell. It's a great tone setter, and it's Esham going hard as fuck. The production, great samples on there. I'm not sure what it is exactly he's sampling, but I almost never know what it is Esham sampling, but it sounds great. And I give that track a 9 of 10. Track 2, Power of Love. Not my favorite, but not something I'll skip either. The beat carries it. Vocally, lyrically, it feels kind of half baked to me, like it was not a fully formed concept. But the beat is good, and that helps. There are several Esham songs where it's the beat that's carrying it for me, but he does that a lot. But that's okay, because again, he's still the greatest hip hop producer of all time, in my opinion. So there's that. I give this one a 6 of 10. Number 3, CEO Killer. This is the one people were getting offended by the most, I believe. I saw a lot of comments, people bitching about, which I'm good. Like, if you're offended, fucking good. Maybe you need to be offended, And for the record, I'm not some right-wing fucking, dickbag. I am 100%, to be honest with you, a pretty left-leaning motherfucker. So don't start calling me a fucking, misogynist, blah, blah, blah. Look, this is hip-hop, and not only is it hip-hop, it's the wicked shit, okay? If you're listening to this, then it's your problem if you get offended, okay? You should know what to expect. Esham's a wild motherfucker. He's gonna say some wild shit. Honestly, it feels like it could be on Dead Flowers. His line about wanting to, slit all the bitch rappers. I'm assuming Esham doesn't like female rappers. That one I think offended a lot of people. Made me chuckle. I'm not there aren't that many female rappers. I like Gangsta Boo. I like Missy Elliott, and I do like Glorilla. Glorilla is she's newer. I dig her. But like fuck Nicki Minaj. Fuck fucking Megan Thee Stallion. I mean, fuck. I ain't. Whatever. I thought the line was funny though. This is the wicked shit. Okay. If you get your feelings hurt, don't listen to the wicked shit. Best way I can help you out there. Um, a lot of people have been, not a lot, but I've noticed people saying that Esham's like a Trump guy, a big Trump guy. Well, I mean, this song I think dispels that rumor. Didn't sound to me like he's too big a fan of. I mean, he's talking about killing CEOs. It's a pretty anti-Republican stance to have. Republicans love CEOs. Republicans love big corporations. So I don't know. I do know this. I'm gonna be saying "wet 'em up, wet 'em up, wet 'em up" for the next month. I know that for sure. 10 of 10 at this track. Track 4, 30 Gucci purses. Love it. The name of it being 30 Gucci purses, I didn't think I was gonna like it. I was like, this song coming up here, I don't think I'm gonna be a big fan of. But honestly, it's not quite, but it bordered on being a highlight for me. Deceptive. Esham, this is one of the tracks where I noticed Esham's voice has changed quite a bit over the years, but I can't say shit about that. First off, a lot of musicians, as they get older, their voices have changed. I being one of them. I made my first hip hop track in 2005. When I play my old shit for people versus my shit now, like, people are shocked at how young I sound. You know, my voice, I cannot do shit with my voice like I used to. And it sucks. But, you know, I noticed his voice is a bit different on this one. But, you know, again, that's not something that anything can be done about. It happens. Just something I noticed. I give 30 Gucci purses an 8 out of 10. Raindrops. This is an album highlight. Song is amazing. That signature genius sampling. Reminds me a bit of Sunshine off Kill the Fetus. The mentioning of door dashing. You know, as an independent contractor, you know, I do a lot of writing for a living. You know, a lot of artists have to DoorDash a bit to supplement income. That's fucking life, you know. And I appreciated kind of, you know, him mentioning that. Raindrops is a 10 of 10 for me. Fila, Fila. First song I did not like, but also it kind of feels like an interlude almost. I do know this. I wore Fila shoes when I was in 5th grade, and those were dope. I give that track a 4.5 out of 10. Number 7, Run It Back. Rock solid. Whoever's singing that hook, goddamn. Lower tempo. Not my favorite or least favorite. But, you know, it slides right in there. You know, it works. It's 7 of 10. It's a 7 of 10 track for me. Sexy. So Sexy is like kind of a goofy song, I think, intentionally. You know, I think Esham's, you know, it's funny because Esham is a largely fairly serious tone, has a pretty serious tone in most of his music. But occasionally he's funny, and this is kind of a funny song. Esham's not ICP, you know, he's not. Like, ICP's funny all the time. Esham's funny every great once in a while, but Sexy is pretty funny. First off, some notes I jotted down. I too love Dos Equis. Funky as hell. Just that Esham funk that I love, you know, is front and center. Feels like it could have come out between Boomin' and Kill the Fetus, that era. This, if you don't know, is kind of a parody of Right Said Fred, you know, the song I'm Too Sexy for My... It's not a remake of that, but it's kind of a parody of it in a sense. You know, there is a duality about Esham. You know, one minute, you know, I noticed in the song Sexy, he's talking about stacking cash. You know, the 1 minute he's talking about, you know, growing up on welfare stuff. The next minute he's talking about having chauffeurs. You know, that's Esham for you. Gotta love it. Track number 9, OMG, highlight track. That could slide right on Dead Flowers or Bruce Wayne. He shouts out some props to ICP in this song. Esham's dopo. That's all you need to know. That's some shit I've been saying for a long time now, 30 years just about. Esham's dopo. Shouts out to Dayton Family in that song. Great sampling. I give that track a 9 out of 10. Number 10, Narcissist. Feels like a perfect song to follow. Oh my god. It's the type of shit this is the type of shit I've been missing from Esham, like just tracks that just go hard as fuck. And artists being narcissists is kind of a recurring motif in my own work sometimes, both writing and music. So I dug this a lot because I was like, oh, Esham's kind of tapping into some of the same ideas I espouse from time to time. Give this one an 8.5 out of 10. Number 11, this is Slush. Great. Love the diss to Cardi B. This is the last 3 tracks is like the best 3-song stretch on the album, in my opinion. Talking about people stealing his style, he's not lying. Compares himself to John Lennon, he's not wrong. He just doesn't get the credit that John Lennon gets. That doesn't mean he's not as innovative and important. He's just less visibly important. The Manson Dope Show reference in that song, great. I love the line, oh yeah, nobody plans to fail, but they fail to plan. Great fucking line. I give this one an 8.5 out of 10. Awesome track. Number 12, Golden Age. Being the title track, I expected a little more out of a little more of a standout, but it's still solid. It's just not quite as good as that 3-track run I just went through. But maybe that's the reason it feels a little weaker is because I'm comparing it to that. Initially, I gave it an 8 out of 10. I changed my mind at the last minute and bumped it up to an 8.5. Number 13, Killing Time. This is a highlight track, in my opinion. It's got some lady singing on the hook. He's got that. I noticed on the visual version, he's wearing that mask with the metal studs that he wears live sometimes. I just wanted to point out that, Esham is not just a rapper. Like, Esham is an artist, through and through. He's an artist. He is the now. I'm sure monetarily this is not true. I'm sure fame-wise this is not true. But artistically, Esham is the kind of artist Kanye West wishes he could be. I look at Esham aesthetically, sonically, and I see what Kanye wishes he could have been, and would never be because he just doesn't have what Esham has. I'll be playing this one a lot. Ironic because I'm not a religious guy really at all. So, hearing Esham talk about God and stuff like that is never. I mean, it doesn't bother me really. It's always just been an odd thing. But for me, this song is just undeniable. It's a 10 of 10. 10 of 10 track for me. All My Friends Are Dead or AMFD. Highlight track again. Best beat on the album. It's industrial, almost maybe a little EDM. It goes hard as fuck. It's so fucking wicked. Again, this is the level of artistry Kanye West wishes he could rise to, but he can't. It's unfair that everyone knows that dude and not Esham. Esham makes him look like a rank amateur. This is art, loud. You want to play this song on a loud fucking system if you can. I played it in my car. I got a good JBL system in it, and I blasted that bitch, and it sounds so good. Also, having a lot of dead friends is a really relatable topic for me. You know, between getting shot, fucking suicide, drug overdoses, too many eulogies I've had to deliver my damn self. Also, this reminds me of something that could have been off of Wicked Worldwide by Nadas. Last but not least, we have I Miss You, another beat that I just want to steal and use myself. I'm not going to, but I'd love to. Also, in the visual version, I noticed that shirt he's wearing. Someone bought me that same shirt for my birthday, or one that looks just like it, for my birthday one year, and it was so small. Like I'm a big guy. And like it came to just below my nipples. I couldn't wear the fucking thing. It broke my heart. It's not a bad song. I Miss You, number 15. Another beat I just want to steal and use my damn self. It's not a terrible song, but probably my least favorite on the album. Without the beat, then it's lacking any kind of digability for me. Delivery feels sloppy on this. I just don't care for it. I gave this one a 4 out of 10. But I do like the beat. Number 16, The Truth, the final track on the album. You got some reverb acoustic guitars, some reverb large room singing effects. I believe that is Esham playing guitar. It may not be, but I think it is. It's the most esoteric track on the album. Kind of an avant-garde closer, which is something I would absolutely expect from Esham. Go out on a note that leaves people scratching their heads. Thought it was a great track. 8 out of 10. So, in total, I give the album overall an 8.5 out of 10. That is my final rating. I think it is a beautiful, lovely album to hear from Esham after so many that I couldn't personally get into. I'm not gonna sit here and trash the guy's fucking catalog. I like his earlier work a fucking lot. I don't care much at all for anything post 2004, but I'm not gonna sit here and trash it. I'm just not gonna do that. Not for someone I respect as much as him. But I am gonna say that this was such a breath of fresh air. This is something I have been waiting for decades, and I did not think I was ever gonna get again. You know, I didn't think that I was gonna get this Esham again. 8.5 out of 10. Get the fucking thing. You know, buy a copy of it. Like I said, I'm holding out for a week, maybe 2, to see if we get a vinyl announcement. But if not, I'm a copy of CD. Support Esham. That's an independent artist if there ever was one. That's it. I will see you guys at 1 a.m. for the Esham discussion extravaganza, because I got a lot to say about Esham, actually. Like, this video doesn't even scratch the surface of all that I have to say about Esham. I'm yelling out. From the place where every nigga got a dope case, scrapping for $5 a night. I hear niggas holler all in my head. These bloody visions of my city streets. That's why when I roll, keep the gat on the front seat. Niggas will murder me if I let them, cause they jealous hoe. Fuck what you heard, I be dope like a half a bird. Schizophrenic, manic, the shit is senseless. All I wanna do is see you bleed, cause I'm relentless. The days of grace have long passed in the aftermath. Wickedest ways turn your cities into bloodbaths. Manic depressive, I'm the nigga with the death wish. Snitch
bitch on me, I put a slug in your esophagus. Don't fuck around if you can't stand the consequence. Detroit niggas will make your punk ass past tense. All in my head, been suicidal since my date of birth. Niggas been plotting to murder me, but I murder first. I'm yelling out, die.
Getting jammed up. Damn it, I do!